Hey guys, Auto-X-tacy here. We're just gonna run through this video real quick. I'm just playing some Star Marines. It's not even really to go in there and play seriously. I recently just read the articles on Death of a Spaceman and the other article about healing and wounds. And so I was in here playing Star Marine earlier today, and you know it's really starting to hit me a lot more how big of a deal like wounds and death and everything is going to be in the game world. So I know like what kept hitting me while I was reading these articles is first person shooter experiences, boarding, ground combat, spots and those, things like that are going to be far more dangerous than I had originally thought they would be. And so here I was checking out Star Marines and sniping like I am right here, and finding out how strong this sniper rifle is and how many shots are needed where, and I had quite a few problems during this video, kind of getting a feel for things. Like a lot of people just run around. They pretty much just play Star Marines like it's Battlefield or something, or Call of Duty or something like that. They just want the excitement from that. I didn't go into it for that. I went into it for the experience of what the first-person shooter experience is going to be like. How are the guns doing? What's their recoil like? Their damage, their accuracy? What kind of range are they good at firing at? How much damage? How quickly are we being taken out? And some things I noticed was the SMGs and stuff have minimal recoil. You don't even have to burst fire. I mean, you don't even have to, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Tap, tap, tap. In order to keep your gun straight, because the current guns are, you can just pull that trigger and hold it in one spot. Here you can see me in the scope, and it's, this scope on this rifle is so weird because like right now it's all blurred out. But if I point at space, it becomes clear. And I don't know if that's telling me my target is too close or if it's a game issue where it's not functioning right. Here, I'm like, man, I'll just pull my SMG and shoot this guy because it fires better than the sniper rifle right now. The sniper rifle does not stay in focus well. And I think it's kind of ridiculous that we're shooting at each other with SMGs from this range anyways. To me, that seems like a medium range, and you should, a rifle should be able to be used at that range. But yeah, I just pulled my gun, and I'm kind of see some things that were running through my mind when I was reading those Death of a Spaceman and the healing and wounds article was. It's all about preparing the battlefield for your advantage. Don't play the other person's or the other people's, the other factions or the enemies or whoever the other side is. Don't play into their advantage. Don't give them the edge. And like right now, like people are playing Star Citizen. I'm sorry, not Star Citizen. They're playing Star Marines like it's Call of Duty or Black Ops or something, or they're just running around shooting each other. I don't know if they're really starting to get into the mindset yet that this is going to be an open world where it's an anything goes anywhere, anytime. Yeah, there's going to be repercussions for it, but for the most part, you can get away with a great deal. So when you can get away with all that, why would you put yourself down in a little rat maze where you're just going to run around and get either shot in the back from, you just turned a corner and some other guy comes in and turns one of three other corners behind you and takes you out in your back. Like, I don't know how many times I've played Star Marines, and I literally kill people by just taking them out in their six while they're firing at someone else. I just wait till they're busy. Like, I can run in behind them, and I don't even have to shoot them when it's 1v1. I wait till they find someone to engage and then take them out. It's just about playing the battlefield to your advantage. You got to think outside the box of, this isn't Black Ops. This isn't just running around in the same map over and over and over again and just get smoked over and over, because from what I read in those articles, death is going to be very, I want to say there's going to be a lot more pressure on whether you die or not. And I'm not talking about the permadeath part. It's the whole you lose a lot more, and it's going to take a whole lot more teamwork to pull off some of these missions and events and experiences that you and your teams can go through. You know, it was really starting to show me that search and rescue was going to be big, like real big. And like, it wasn't even really hitting in my head very much until reading through all these things. And I was like, oh my gosh, like search and rescue is going to be a full-time job and then some for a whole lot of people. And, you know, I haven't been playing Star Marines very much because I kind of get really bored running around the same maps doing the exact same things. And so, but after reading that, I was like, you know what? You need to be getting enough experience that you're sharp. You're sharp on the trigger. You are good at hitting that headshot over and over again. You have to get that in you instinctually to hit that headshot, because headshots are going to be far more grievous than any other body shot. And that was something else they taught you in the whole healing and wounds video, where they show you the 4 stages of being hurt, from normal to being hurt to being damaged to being ruined, to the point where you have whole limbs that need to be replaced. You know, maybe you have to get cybernetics or just some major surgery to get the limb replaced. It really does put into mind, you're going to need medics. Like, every team should have a medic with them. And every serious size outing should have some kind of med facility of some kind along with that team. Because the lack of a med facility could end a very long, difficult mission very quickly. I mean, it's not going to be smart to say, hey, let's go exploring and go like 6, 7, you know, however many hours out, only to find that, oh, so-and-so's really wounded and they can't do anything anymore. But we have no way to get them back to civilization because we're 6 hours out through dozens upon dozens of jump points. And you know what? Maybe they're going to bleed out or die. Or if not bleed out and die, maybe the only thing we have with us is enough to just to stabilize them. But really, they're not any help to the team anymore. So that can make a mission very dangerous very quickly. Because instead of going into the mission with good odds on your side, now you're going into the mission handicapped. So yeah, all these things are running through my head. So I'm like, okay, I got to get back into Star Marine. I got to start getting myself back in the I guess the routine, the rigmarole of taking out those headshots, getting those arm shots when I want an arm shot, and taking out a hamstring or a quad, you know, in their legs or something, if that's where I want to take them out. You got to think much bigger than just shoot in the torso, which is where I think a lot of people fire when they first come around a corner at someone. You really got to get that, you know, your fingers got to be itchy to fire. Yeah, I keep watching this, thinking back on my snipe shots with those rifles, and I feel like currently the rifle is, I feel like it's lacking. It doesn't stay focused, and it doesn't shoot very fast. When it takes 3 shots,
Match over.
From what I've seen in some of those other shots, earlier in the video, to